7th grade when she convinced her social studies class to pretend they were in a TV studio and be interviewed by her about current events. Her yellow jump rope served as her microphone. Her love of entertainment and media brought her to many jobs, with the one closest to her heart being 30 years at Viacom, where she was an account director selling eyeballs for dollars at MTV, Nickelodeon, and VH1. She's now experiencing a new avenue of life through retirement. She's really happy to be a part of the storytelling community here, and we're so happy to have her up here tonight. Please join me welcome to the stage, Terri Silverstone!
I am Terri Silverstone, and I thank you all for coming tonight. So there I was. I was standing in front of the full-length mirror that was screwed to the wall in the bedroom that I had grown up in. This was the full-length mirror that I had practiced my tap dancing with when I was 8 years old. And this was the same mirror that I had tried to pop my pimples with when I was 13 years old. And it was still the same mirror that I had practiced kissing on with tongue when I was 15 years old. But now, there was no kissing, there was no puckering, there was no pimpling. Now, I was 21 years old, and I looked in that mirror and I said, I am a fashionista. Girl, I had on a 3-piece, 100% thick polyester pantsuit. 3 pieces, the pants, the jacket, and the vest. That's right. On my legs, I had hot socks that were beige, and they had elastic, and they came up to my knees. My feet were stuffed into brown suede shoes with little kitten heels. But the very, very creme de la creme of me as a fashionista was over my shoulder. I had a giant red pleather purse. Now, pleather, for those of you who don't know, pleather is plastic that tries to be leather. It doesn't look like leather. It doesn't smell like leather. It doesn't feel like leather. But if you're holding it, you feel like you're holding leather. What was I doing looking in this mirror? I was getting ready because this was my interview suit. I was going to get a job. That's right. It was job time. Career Terri. I had graduated from Indiana University just a couple of years earlier. Thank you, Indiana, IU. I had graduated and I had a major in radio and TV. I couldn't believe I had a major in radio and TV because what happened, when I got out of high school and went to college, I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know, was I going to be a psychologist? Was I going to be an English teacher? I didn't even know how to start to look. So a couple months in, as everybody in the dorm is talking about what they're going to major in and what kind of job they're going to get, I was like completely at a loss. So I turned to this guy sitting at the dinner table at the dorm and I said, Mike, how did you decide you wanted to be a geologist? And he said, I love rocks. I just really love rocks. Eloise, how did you decide you were going to be what are you going to be? And she said, an architect. And I said, how did you decide an architect? She said, well, when I was really little, I had a saw and a hammer, and then I graduated later to Legos, and I think I'm really good at like putting stuff together, so I'm going to be an architect. I thought, Legos. Oh, okay. And I went to my room, and I thought, these people have a passion. They have a talent. They're interested in something. I don't have anything. Everything was okay. I was an okay student. I did okay stuff. I didn't have any passions, no talents. And I just left my dorm room. I just couldn't stand it anymore. I just was pounding in my head. And I went down to the rec room. And I just sat and watched TV for a little while, and then kaboom! It was like lightning. Television? I love television! Westerns, love westerns. Quiz shows, variety shows, news shows, television. Radio. I listened to music all the time. I sometimes would hold my hairspray can. I would pretend that I was a disc jockey. This was it. Radio, television. And then I went to the big bursar's office and I opened up the catalog for Indiana University, and there was an entire major called radio and television. Yes. I couldn't be a happier person. And to make sure I was happy, I even volunteered, although they called it working, at the college radio station, and I started writing all the commercials and doing all the voiceovers. Then I started working at the television station, where I tried to be a newscaster, but I was unfortunately got the case of the flop sweats a little too often, so I stood on the side and I directed, and I produced, and I wrote. So then after the 4 years of radio and television, there I was with my interview suit, and I was ready to find a job. Okay, now I had to find a job. There was no internet. There was no jobs.com. There was the Sunday paper with the classifieds, the want ads that were 3 inches thick, and you went through want ad after want ad after want ad. You took your dry mark and you circled. Was there anything? Was there a job I could do? And then it just jumped out at me. There it was. Wanted receptionist. Large advertising agency. Qualifications: efficient, communicative, and good oral and written skills. Oh, might as well just put my name, just Terri Silverstone. I sent in my resume. A few days later, I got a phone call. Miss Silverstone, we'd like to meet with you. We'd like you to meet with Mr. Joe Klein. He is going to be interviewing you. So, oh my God. Okay. The next Tuesday, I was ready. I put on that pantsuit. I put on the vest. I put on the jacket. I took that red pleather purse and I put everything I needed in it. An extra resume, my compact to powder my nose, cigarettes. I happen to be a smoker. Everything. Oh, little packet of Kleenex. All had it in my red bag. Went down, and it was a hot July day. So we know how I was looking with my polyester. I took the escalator up, I took the elevator up, the doors opened, there was the acting receptionist. I introduced myself, and she said, Joe Klein, right down the hall. And the next thing I see is this head, this giant head that was completely bald, just kind of peek out the door. And then I see this giant 6'3" man, just skinny mini, and he goes, "Hi-yo, Silverstone! Come on in here. Tell me why you want to work here." I like, okay. I go in and we start to talk. Joe interviews me, and it's just wonderful. We talk all about radio and TV and Indiana and being organized. And as I'm talking to Joe, I just look around. What a cool office. There's trophies and there's art and there's little tchotchkes all over. And I can't help it. I got to ask him. I say, Joe, on your desk is the most beautiful blue enamel little box. My mother has a box just like that. What? Why do you have that here? And he says, I don't know, but somebody's got to have a place to hide their cigarettes. I said, that's how my mother's too. She's got her cigarettes in there. And he said, well, we must be related. And he said, by the way, do you smoke? And I said, I do. And he said, feel free. Feel free. And with that, he picked up his cup and took the saucer from under it, and he handed it to me. I guess, use it as an ashtray. I put it on the little table next to where we were interviewing, and I dug in my purse that was next to my chair, pulled out the old crumpled Marlboro Reds, lit it with a crumpled match, blew the smoke out, put the cigarette down, and continued talking. And I started telling him about some new television commercials I had seen with toothpaste, and that I had also seen, heard about them on the radio. And as I was telling him about how I thought they were so creative, I looked over, and I didn't see the cigarette. And I wasn't sure what I know I had lit it. So maybe it just rolled off of so, and all of a sudden I heard, and a flame burst out of my purse. Burst out of my purse. And I said, Joe, will you excuse me for a minute? And I just started stamping on the goddamn purse and the fire. Everything is going. I got the purse. Oh my God. Oh. And then there was just a little bit of smoke. And I did the Kleenex. And then I just said, Joe, tell me a little bit more about the receptionist. and we talked. He said, Terry, I want to tell you something. It has been a pleasure. Just a pleasure. But I want you to know we're seeing lots of people for this job, but it has been a pleasure. And I said, Joe, me too. So I got up to leave, and unfortunately, my purse, when the flame came up, the leather had melted onto the linoleum. And I wasn't able to get the purse up. So I said, Joe, do you possibly have maybe a ruler? Maybe a kitchen knife? And he said, no, I've got this metal letter opener. And good. And I took the letter opener and I just scraped my purse up. Okay, a little mark on the floor, not big. There was a little mark, I'll admit, but I got most of it. Got my purse, put it in my arm, held it, shook hands with Joe, and I went down the elevator, down the escalator, onto the street. I did it! It was going to be fabulous. I knew that this was where I wanted to work. This was the greatest job. I loved Joe. And I knew I had it. Day 1, day 2, day 3, every day at lunchtime, I would run out to the mailbox to see, did I get the letter yet? And then, one day, there it was, the letter. And I just looked at it, I took my finger and I ripped open the envelope, and it said, Dear Terry, it was a pleasure meeting you. As you know, we interviewed many candidates for this position. Unfortunately, we have not chosen you for this job. We have chosen another person. Best of luck and much success in the future. I didn't get the job. How could I not have gotten this job? I had everything. I had the radio, I had the TV, I had the communication skills. I just couldn't believe it. And as I started walking into the house, it felt like somebody had beaten me up. All of a sudden, it came to me. It was like a big balloon idea over my head. Like, I realized I was overqualified. Radio and TV, I had a degree. They were looking for a schmoey receptionist. Hey! And with that, I walked into my bedroom, I threw open the door, and there was my purple suit hanging there with the vest. My cigarettes were on the bed. I picked one up, I lit it, and I decided to go through the want ads one more time.
So we're going to take a quick break, but a couple things. One, if you go back out and you had like an empty glass, it really